welcome to QUTV News Today. I'm Madison Norris.
And I'm Sam Huff. Today we talk with a QU professor in Florida watching out for Hurricane Ian.
And we have a recap of homecoming festivities. Alumni and students alike gathered for another successful homecoming.
The traditions of Quincy University homecoming continue. The annual painting of Penny Lane kicked off the festivities. The tradition of Penny Lane has been around for decades and still stands to be a fan favorite among students, community members, and traveling family.
I really like homecoming. Homecoming brings the entire community together, whether that be from Quincy or QU. It's everyone and alumni. Everybody comes together and celebrates our university, and I absolutely love it.
After 2 years, the Quincy Parade made its return to 18th Street, a celebration of athletes, active clubs and orgs, and homecoming royalty. The festivities continued into the night as 10 hot air balloons lit up Friars Field. Cars, grills, and cornhole lined the lots outside of the football field on Saturday, September 24th.
Homecoming weekend at Quincy University is absolutely electric. You have alumni back in town. You have all the sports, really excited for all of the events, and it just seems to be one of the better games of the year.
To wrap up homecoming, a new tradition was available for students, a homecoming dance. The homecoming dance would follow the football game and conclude the homecoming festivities.
The next big weekend for the Hawks will be October 27th through the 29th as Family Weekend is taking place. Family Weekend will consist of tons of family-friendly activities as well as lots of home games to go watch.
Hurricane Ian is quickly approaching, with experts estimating it near Category 5 storm when it hits land. Around Wednesday evening, residents decide whether to stay or evade the danger.
Hurricane Ian plans to hit Florida by the end of this week, causing many residents to prepare and hope for the best when it hits. Governor Ron DeSantis gave a warning to the state on Monday and assured assistance was on the way.
A really big hurricane at this point. The diameter, the width of it's about 500 miles wide. The Florida National Guard has activated 5,000 Florida Guardsmen, as well as 2,000 additional Guardsmen from Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina that have been activated to help.
Ian is predicted to hit the state of Florida late Wednesday night along Florida's western coast. The cities of Tampa and Orlando are in the most danger. While it can be nervous for families, Quincy professor Travis Yates has been accustomed to the weather since his move.
It's funny because my wife, that was her main concern when coming down here, was hurricanes. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. When we closed on our house, we had to evacuate because of Hurricane Irma, I believe, which was like a huge storm. And so when we closed, we couldn't have our things moved into the house. They were in storage and everything shut down. And so we had nothing in our house. The communication in the state of Florida pre-storm has been fantastic for every single storm. And that's one of the things that considered is that they do not mess around. If they want you to leave, they will tell you, hey, it is time to leave.
On the show today with us, a fellow QU student, Keith Namasango, an Orlando, Florida native. And so Keith, as these last couple of days have been coming in with the news of Hurricane Ian, how has it been contacting family, making sure everyone's all right? How has that been?
I've been contacting my family since last weekend because apparently it was supposed to go past us and everybody was really calm about it and they were not worried about it. Schools were still open. But on Tuesday, they got the alert that it's going to hit them directly in South Florida and Central Florida. Really, it's going to hit a lot of Florida and going up to it's going up to Georgia. So I've been contacting them and just talking to them and making sure they're okay because schools are closed and my parents work in the hospital, so they're still going to work, and my sister's at home by herself probably, or they're going to take her there with them.
So with the closings coming around, obviously coming in as Category 5 can be scary. Does your family plan to evacuate, or are they hoping to hunker in and maybe gather some supplies and hope to ride out the storm?
So they already gathered some supplies, and like the main things they get is sandbags to make sure the house doesn't get flooded. They put they get windows shutters, so they make sure the windows don't break, and they make sure the trees are all in the ground and they're not going to come out and hurt the house at all. Besides that, though, a lot of them have been, like a lot of my friends and family are they're going to stay there and they're not going to evacuate, and they're just making sure that they're prepared before it comes.
So I know too that now you're in the Midwest, okay? So Midwest, we don't get anything like that here other than, say, tornadoes. What's it kind of like right now being so far from family? Like, did you experience it and know what it was like while you were in Florida, or is it kind of also scary not knowing?
It is scary. It is scary not knowing like what's going to happen, being that far away from home right now. But when I was home, I wasn't really that worried about it. As a kid, you don't really watch the preparation that your parents are going through, and you're able to like hang out with other friends until the hurricane actually does come. But now being away from home, it is kind of scary not knowing. And like obviously being here, like I've heard about tornadoes, and when I'm on my own, I actually know like what I got to do and like what I got to do to prepare for it. So I'm thinking like, oh, so now my family has to prepare for it, and this is the same things they have to do. So it is kind of scary, but I also do talk to them constantly, and I've been making sure they're okay.
Well, we hope your family has all the safety for the next few days as Hurricane Ian passes the state, and safety for everyone else. Thank you for coming on today's show again and letting us understand how to prepare for a hurricane.
Of course.
And we hope everyone else, again, is safe after Hurricane Ian passes, hopefully by the end of this weekend.
Thank you for watching QUTV News Today. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook, and for more articles, look us up on QUmedia.net. Have a great day.